Catching up with Carson Gicewicz. Carson, welcome to the Rockford IceHogs. This is kind of our formal get to know you a little bit as you have now splashed into the lineup 2 games since coming out of college. But before we dive into the weekend at Iowa, pro debut, first pro point, walk us through the last month, if you will. You're with UMass, you win a national championship. You get to celebrate maybe a little bit before all of a sudden you and your teammates start departing to various professional teams around the league. How have the last few weeks been for you?
It's been pretty hectic. Winning that championship was an incredible experience. And we did celebrate. We had a great time celebrating with each other and some family and stuff. But yeah, a few days after that, I got the call, decided to come to Rockford, which has been great so far. They totally made my life easy. I know it could probably be hectic for some people, but they made my life easy, had everything organized for me here. And then, our game got canceled actually last Wednesday against Chicago. So I had a little more time to practice, which I think was beneficial for me for this weekend. And we had a good weekend, got 2 points, probably could have gotten more. Honestly, I thought we played pretty well both nights. It's been a great time so far.
It was a roller coaster going back to those final few games for you in your college career. You get the hat trick against Bemidji, punch the team's ticket to the Frozen Four. Then you get into the postseason and you had to battle a little bit of a COVID-19 protocol, which you mentioned the game against Chicago. The IceHogs and a lot of teams around the American Hockey League doing very much the same, but you were able to clear and play in that championship game. In terms of emotions, how have the last couple of weeks been for you? Just the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, and trying to wrangle all that and get your pro career started?
I was myself and the other 3 guys who were out from the COVID protocols. We were all crushed. It was a scary feeling because you didn't know if that was my last college game ever. Had we lost that game, my last game ever would have been against Bemidji, but our team really bared down. We played awesome in the semis, and they gave me another chance. I was glad we could help win in the finals. And then obviously I was at a real high there. And then, I kind of had to come down once I got here and just settle in. And, it's definitely been a roller coaster, but I like to think it's pretty steady right now.
And what have some have been those eye-opening experiences and firsthand experiences that you've learned now making that transition from the college game, especially a championship-winning college team, to a Rockford IceHogs team that is battle-tested and right in the thick of a pro season?
I learned a lot. Everyone's fast here. I'll tell you that. That's the first thing I learned. Everyone can skate really fast. I'm not a fast skater. I like to think I could keep up with everybody, but that is definitely the first thing I noticed. Besides that, just the professionalism. Like, guys are here well after practice for a long time. Not that we didn't have that in college, but it's definitely pretty much the whole team. Like, it's obviously everyone's committed. This is your job now. So those are the 2 big differences I've seen.
You make your pro debut against Iowa on Friday, get your first pro point on Saturday. You're the 13th member of the IceHogs to grab your first pro point within your first 2 professional games. How good did that feel to get that debut under your belt? And of course, that assist to the Osipov goal was pretty nice as well.
It felt great. The first night I actually hit the post in the second period. I was hoping that would be my first career point. I've always thought the goals are a little harder to score than getting assists. So that would have been a nice first one, but we'll take it. It feels great. Obviously, get it off the back. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And it was a good play. Ozzy was open. He was calling for it. And then I passed it to him out there, and he actually made a really nice move, hit the post right off the goalie's back. And it was a great shot. It should have gone in the first time, but found its way in.
And then last one for me, sir, is that you only have 8 games left in the season. I know you're still adjusting and getting used to your teammates. You sign with the IceHogs for the next couple of years to come, but you're trying to cram a lot in a short amount of time. What are you looking to take away before the offseason hits?
You know what? I'm looking to find out my game at this level, find where I'm going to fit in. I'm looking to get the systems down for next year. That's definitely not something I want to be worrying about all summer, is kind of the systems and how we play. So I'm trying to just kind of integrate my identity with the team identity here. And, hopefully we can win some games. This weekend we played well. Hopefully we can ride that out.
Scott Leber, your line is active, sir.
Hi, Carson. Obviously you accomplished a lot at the college level. But what was it that has convinced you that you are ready for this professional level here in the AHL, and what do you consider your strengths to be?
I kind of knew I was ready just by this year. It's not that I dominated college hockey by any stretch, but this was my fourth year playing. I missed a year because I was injured. This was my fourth year playing, and I kind of found that there wasn't much more that I could take from the college game that I didn't know already. I've been around some great coaches and with practice, and I kind of learned the ins and outs of the college life. And to me, it just seemed time to move on. And then, my strengths are, I like to think I'm extremely positionally sound. I like going to the dirty areas. I score goals in dirty areas. That's something I've always done. And then, I like to play a responsible 200-foot game. Always have, and hopefully always will.
You grew up just outside of Buffalo, if I'm correct. I assume you were a Sabres fan. And how big of a Patrick Kane fan were you growing up in that territory?
I was a huge Kaner fan. His cousin actually played on my team growing up. So we had a tournament out in London once. I actually might have been in Detroit, but for whatever reason, we stopped in London. And Kaner got us all tickets for our team, and he signed a bunch of pucks for us. So he's always, everyone looks up to him in Buffalo. He's always been a guy that, he's the best Buffalo athlete probably ever. So he's a great, he's someone we've always looked up to.
Last question from me. The assist you got the other night, with that being your first pro point, did you get to keep the puck, or are you waiting till you get that first goal? How does that work in terms of mementos?
I am going to wait. Well, I don't have a choice, but I think it's the first goal, which I'd rather have that anyways. First goal is the big one.
Thank you.
Jay Taft, your line is active, sir.
So somebody snaked that puck from the assist? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I don't think they give out first assist pucks here, I guess.
Fight for it. First assist. But
Yeah, I don't think I deserve one.
that's not a thing.
Yeah.
I'm curious, for a new guy coming in at this point in the season and in this kind of weird season, what's your take on this locker room? What kind of locker room feel is it? What is the atmosphere with this group that's here now?
It's great. There's a lot of young guys, so I think it's different for me where I'm not coming in as the youngest guy on the team. I've got some years under my belt. And the leadership's great in here. Like, Mitchie sets the tone with the locker room, and everyone kind of follows that lead. And obviously there's other vets like Cody Franson and guys like Reese Johnson and Dylan McLaughlin have been just good kind of locker room guys to have around. Everyone's made it easy for me. There's been no problems. It's been great so far.
Is this a tough time to kind of jump on board and kick off your pro career with with no playoffs and no fans until coming up soon, and just the weirdness that you're having right now? Or is it a good time to get a little developmental couple weeks in there? How are you looking at it?
I'm looking at it as a pretty positive thing. Not that it makes a huge difference, but I don't have to worry about fans at every game and stuff. You don't have to worry about just a lot of distractions. And then I think with no playoffs, like, in a way, it's kind of a good thing for me because it sets a finish line where I know it's going to be over, so I can try to accomplish all my goals by a certain time rather than kind of the indefinite nature of playoffs.
Right. Okay, good. Thanks, Carson.
Brandon Kane, your line is active.
Hey, Carson, you mentioned the injury kept you out for a season there in college. What was that injury?
I tore my left ACL. So I had surgery in November 2019, and I sat out my senior year at St. Lawrence.
How was that rehab process to get back to playing as you started your final season at UMass?
It was good. It was a long road. Anyone who's had an injury like that could tell you. You can't walk when you get out of the hospital, and it's tough to believe that you're ever going to actually be playing again. But, I had a good doctor from home who did my surgery that I've known for a long time. He's a good friend of my family's. And then I had my trainer at St. Lawrence, took really good care of me, he pushed me really hard. We were pretty aggressive with it. And by the time summer came around, I was pretty much like 100%. And luckily I had a whole summer to get even stronger and stronger before the next hockey season started. And I felt like better than I ever had before last season started.
And then being at UMass, how much of, kind of an impact have you seen at the school with how Carvel's, rounded out the hockey program there?
It's amazing. I mean, the culture at UMass is like nothing I've ever seen before. He's got it down. He knows what he wants to do. He knows the type of kids who are going to succeed within his program. And I mean, we won the ultimate prize, but he was a huge part of that. Everyone's been asking me, like, do you think UMass is going to be good next year? And what I say is, to me, it doesn't even matter oftentimes the skill level a team has. Our team this year, guys left like Cale Makar, Mario Ferraro, Mitchell Chafee, and John Leonard. Everyone was asking questions if we would even have a good year this year. And it turned out we had the best year you could possibly have. So I think that's a program that's only going to it has not plateaued. It's just going to keep going forward. I have to decline that one. Sorry.
And then you mentioned having like a stop point at the end of the season is a good thing for you, because then you can kind of set that as the deadline to accomplish your goals. What goals do you have as, this last stretch of games?
I have some personal goals that are just kind of personal ones, like, some game played and statistical stuff, but mostly my goals are to maintain there's some habits that I've written down that I want to maintain, if not develop. I want to maintain them. Just so that I can have some momentum going into next year and like just have that comfortability aspect. I'm just trying to work on a lot of small habits, kind of not even on the ice, so that they're not even a concern for me next year.
Thanks.